Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming tonight. Those of you who are watching it live on YouTube and those of you who are watching it on catch up. This is Finding the Why. It's a podcast for artists by artists, hosted by myself, Kirstie Tebbs, and artist Sarah Hardy. We're here to really take apart the elite systems that is within the art world and give it a little bit of a nudge for all of us emerging artists. We have fun discussions, fun art challenges. Each week we tailor it to what you guys want from us. So if you have any ideas, please make sure to send us a message. And I mean, we've done all sorts. Check out the burnout, dual careering, mental health. We've done quite a lot so far. Tonight we have special guest Ricky Scully, also known as the Scully Dad. Hi Ricky.
Hello.
How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been really good. Really good. Busy. Just got done recording some bits for myself, and I set up an inflatable kayak today, an inflatable two-person kayak, which was as much fun as it sounds. It's I can't tie knots. But you know, anything for the kids for the summer holidays, right?
Yeah. Gotta keep them entertained.
Absolutely.
Sarah, how has your week been?
Well, my week's been substantially different. So when was it? Saturday morning, me and my friend drove down to is it Ken Ryan Ferry, and we got because she actually lives on Rathlin Island, so I've spent a few days on Rathlin Island, which is just amazing. It's so close to mainland, but it's still very wild and woolly. And I have to say, we took a fishing boat across the first time, and that was an experience and a half. I don't think I've ever felt so seasick in my life. I'm still recovering. But it's been incredible. So I'm now on mainland again, possibly going back to Rathlin later on in the week. But yeah, I'm having a ball. The weather has changed a bit though, but it's seeing all that you know the new scenery and being kind of immersed in nature. You know how that is with me. It's so inspiring. So it's been great. How about you?
I think I've had quite a slow week, to be honest. I've been taking quite a bit of time for myself recently and just working evenings and issue on weekends, just because I've been so hard at it. I've needed a little bit of time off. But yeah, I mean, I've been doing art markets, driving to Kent to put some artwork in a gallery. And that's literally it, which is quite nice. But I'm going to have a busy week because for the Tebbs Gallery, we've got the photography exhibition going live on the 15th of this month. And we've got the Petri Dish Project online exhibition going live on the 15th. So I'm just getting everything ready, everything scheduled. So it all runs smoothly.
That sounds very productive, very cool.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. So tonight we're talking about social influencing and video content. So we've picked out two main articles that we think actually breaks down the algorithms and the actual content. And we have Ricky tonight to be able to answer some of our questions that we have. Because in such a short time, you managed to amass such a good following with such good content. So I will throw it over to Sarah for the first article.
Okay, so the first article is literally on kind of video content and the benefits of creating video content. I suppose it's long been observed that actually, you know, posts, just stills, are kind of becoming more of a thing of the past, and video content actually creates more engagement. It kind of creates that relationship with your followers and with your audience. And this article I found on mention.com, and basically it just goes through kind of how it works. And you know, we have kind of things about, you know, analyzing, and kind of when you put your work out there, it's kind of you need to know what works and what doesn't, and you know that there is always room to improve. But kind of measuring, you know, when you get the feedback, because invariably you can get stats it's really, really helpful to know kind of what is working with your audience. Of course, you have to know your audience first, and what their sweet spot is, what they're asking for, and maybe, you know, making it personal to them, answering some of their questions, even if that's just kind of sending them away feeling a bit better about themselves and lightening their day. It's very, very helpful. As creatives, obviously, you know, as artists, we have our own individual audiences, and you even then you tailor your work towards that target market, because at the end of the day, you can't always keep everybody happy at the same time. It's virtually impossible. I give up. So, you know, with the creation, that kind of ties in hand with what you're with what you're producing as an artist, but also kind of the kind of content that you're producing for social media. But yeah, it mentions about, you know, optimizing your content for what kind of device you're even going to be viewing it on. Is it majorly viewed on a mobile or a tablet? Are you watching it on a PC or something like that? And yeah, it's kind of it's a very, very engaging article. As I say, it does go in quite in depth, and it gives you a few hints and tips as to kind of what to incorporate into your content, such as things like, you know, testimonials. We all, you know, I suppose, especially if you're selling a product. I mean, this is kind of maybe getting away from TikTok a bit, but we'll kind of go on to that later. But yeah, testimonials are so important, and I think a lot of us forget to provide that kind of content, especially, you know, on these kind of platforms. I've started kind of using testimonials on LinkedIn and just kind of animating them a bit, not strictly video content, but it still catches the eye more so than a still. But yeah, there's umpteen points to consider, so many more than you would think. But it kind of all makes sense in the general kind of, you know, area of marketing and putting yourself out there.
I mean, it's so filled with information in this article, and it's so important. Yeah, you need to put into your marketing strategy on your social medias. You have to know what you're doing. It even right down to what is your stats. Yeah, you get your insights on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all of that, but you also have to do your own maths to do your interaction rates. Most people have interaction rates of 1 to 2%, and that is not exaggerating. To be able to go viral, it's at least 20% engagement rate, and all these numbers sound really low, but it's real, and that's real life. If anyone says that their content interaction is above 20%, they have no clue what they're talking about, and they're just picking out random numbers. And the way to be able to get that is, what is your following? Well, how many likes and interactions have you got to your post? Divide that by your following, and that is your percentage. So you will find that your percentage is low, so don't be disheartened. That is actually correct, and that means the algorithm is working. And yeah, you need to know who is watching and on what. When you are on things like podcasts, like using Anchor, Apple Podcasts, all of that, they will tell you what device is mostly used. Is it a computer? Is it a laptop? Is it an iPad? Is it an iPhone? Is it a Samsung phone? All of these have different ratios. So if you tailor it to the most popular, you're more likely to bring in those on that percentile. But you also can't forget about all your other audience. It has to work across the board. Otherwise, what's the point in doing it? On Instagram, for example, that started up as a photo social network. You post a photo is the main aim, but now we've got TikTok. We've now got reels on Instagram, and reels are seeing much more width than a photo is now. Everyone now is flicking past photos, and they stop to look at videos. And the way that algorithm works is if someone's watched it for more than 3 seconds, it's classed as a view. So in those first 3 seconds are the most crucial time that you need to hook people in, pick the best audio that actually works for the content. Don't just pick a random thing because it's in the charts. That doesn't mean you're going to get more views just because people are searching that song. So it's really important to be able to think about all of this stuff, put it into your marketing strategy, and spend a little bit of time making your content rather than just snapping a photo and putting it up. That's not going to get you traffic. That's not going to get the algorithm to work for you. And that's not going to get you your interactions that you need to be able to push yourself out there.
Yeah, absolutely. It also covers, you know, kind of, I suppose, with, especially with this new video, well, I'm saying new video content, it's not really, it's been around for a while, but it's coming into its own more and more, as you say, with TikTok and Reels, but it makes it more memorable for people, and it helps you build those relationships with people, which are so vital. People don't want to be buying or buy into a machine at the end of the day. They want to see a real human being at the end of it who they can connect with, and being able to see somebody's personality come through, which, you know, you can really, I think that's where influence majorly comes from. If you're likable and you're saying things that the audience identify with, then, you know, and it's something you just don't get with Estelle anymore.
And it also goes on the Forbes website, there is an article specifically for the audience, algorithm, virality, and all of that, especially TikTok. Because that's it's the most popular platform at the moment, other than Facebook and Instagram. It's literally on par with them already. And it goes into how influencers get paid, how they collaborate, how they are incorporating their authenticity into brands so that these brands are able to get sales, which make them worthwhile getting paid. And it's just remembering things like Instagram. If you have 10,000 followers, you can start putting links in your story. You can really get the post to be able to put the products and have the algorithm work for it a lot more. Once you hit 10,000, you can be a micro influencer on most platforms. You can start getting paid to be able to do content. Once you hit that 100,000, 150,000, that's when you start getting bigger brands paying you bigger money, or even start putting you onto their payroll to be able to go, look, this is what you do. You put several posts a week for us and get people to traffic over to us. And this is just such another massive article that you really need to read, and we will put in the bottom of this video so that you're able to read both of these.
Yeah, I think what's great about TikTok is that, you know, aside from the kind of the authenticity that it really encourages from people, because it is just people shooting videos anywhere and everywhere, and, you know, as I say, that personality shines through, but it's kind of, it's definitely much more personalized to the user. I mean, I hold my hands up, admit that I've only just signed up to TikTok because I wanted to know what it was all about, you know, realizing that kind of we had Ricky coming on. I just kind of, yeah, okay, maybe I need to get to grips with this. I'm normally kind of a bit standoffish with creating videos, but even me, it's been like, you know, it's been a confidence thing, but you see so many people doing it and you kind of think, how, you know, it's just like, sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and get on with it. But kind of looking at the way it operates with it micro measures like everything, and it kind of, you know, with regards to bear with me with the technicalities of this because I am just getting used to it, but the swipe ups and the swipe rights and the pause and hover and repeats and whatever else, they all count for something, and it kind of basically builds a bigger profile picture of the user and gives them more of what they want. It kind of tailors it with those you know, means, I guess. But it is really interesting, and it's kind of growing rapidly as well. I don't think there's another platform that kind of quite hits the mark in that way. So yeah, it's it's all
I think it's interesting that with with that article, it kind of tries to break down and give you a cheat sheet almost in what you need to go viral. And I think it's a lot simpler than just what they've written in that article, is because especially with TikTok, I think there is an element of luck. And it is because there is so many users on that platform. But with anything, you need to put in the work. What I like is the fact that you drew attention to short form video. And I watched a video from, it was on Instagram, it was from the guy that runs Instagram, and he was saying that because short form video is so prevalent at the moment, they're actually not pushing photos anymore. So they are like prioritizing all video content, whether it's on IGTV or Reels. That's what they want on their platform, because it's essentially, it's a business for them, and they want to keep people on the app as long as possible. But with that has seen the fact that YouTube are a bit worried about that now. They've brought out shorts, so you can upload your 60-second videos to YouTube now on their platform. It's so interesting. There is so much misinformation as well, I think, because somebody goes viral, somebody does really well, and they say, well, this is how I did it. That's great, but that's not how everyone can do it. So I think when we read these articles, you have to keep in mind that there is no set manual for social media. There's no set manual, there's no set anything really. It's sometimes it's about luck. It's sometimes you just hitting the app at the right moment on any of the platforms, hitting it at the right time of the day, the right moment, and your video just takes off. Quality is key. And I think other than that, it's more about hard work and putting time and effort into your content. So I think with the article, there is a lot to digest in that, and there are some good points about how you can, monopolize your time and your marketing and how you plan it and do all of those things. There is a lot of good information there, but I think there's more to it. I think it's not one umbrella. There's lots of different routes and avenues, and it also depends on your niche as well.
I think that's a really good point to make. Yeah, I mean, there are so many different ways, and there is that element of luck. A lot of people who go viral literally say, I didn't try to, it just happened. And I think that was a really good point to hit on. And you also have to remember, just because you throw it out there at peak time with trendy hashtags and all of that, doesn't mean it's going to get seen. Just because you look at your insights and you go, that's my optimum time, that's my optimum this, that, and the other, it doesn't mean it's going to be seen. That's just on average, based over several weeks, what people have seemed to do. And hard work is so important, because it's not just follow, unfollow, follow. That doesn't work. You end up getting banned. You end up putting yourself into a lot of trouble doing that. You lose faith in your audience, because it really does just look like you're looking for followers and fame and all of that. So you need to be authentic. You need to put in all of the hard work and really push yourself.
Some of the things that were going viral, and actually Forbes kind of mentioned that the biggest things were, really positive things that made people come away feeling really happy and good about themselves. Anything really creative, like unusual, anything that was danceable. And they kind of mentioned Ratatouille, the musical, which was kind of a collab that happened on TikTok. I don't know if anybody actually saw that. Did you see anything?
I didn't see it. No,
I haven't. I'll
I've
be
drawn a
looking for
blank
it.
to that.
We should make our own musical and just like put it up. 3 of us.
I think the thing with social media is the people that are successful are the people that treat it like a 9 to 5 job, and you get out what you put in. So if you put in your 9 to 5 day and you set out, well, I need to make this many videos today for TikTok, this many for Facebook, this many for, and you follow a schedule, that's how you really make it. Because there's one thing going viral and you being sort of a 5-minute wonder and you get hundreds of thousands of followers. There's a difference in turning it into a career. And yes, social media can be a very good career. It can be a very lucrative career, you know, with all your brand deals and the money that comes in from all of the different platforms. But it has to be sustainable. And, you know, you can burn out very quickly. You can put in the work and have one really big viral video, have hundreds of thousands of people come in, but then you run out of ideas because you weren't expecting it and you were doing it for a bit of fun. If like, for instance, if you want to get a promotion at your 9 to 5 job, you put in the work. Nobody really notices the people that just come in every day, get on, do their work and go home, don't say much. They notice the people that put in the effort and go above and beyond. And they're the people that move up the ranks and move up in the industry that you're in, whether it be within an office building or whether it be in a restaurant. You know, you work hard and you work your way up and you get noticed because you're putting in that extra effort. And I think the same goes for social media. You have to put yourself out there. Treat it like it is your life, like it is your career, and it will pay the rewards that you're looking for.
Yeah.
I think you can't just expect, I'm going to do this video. And also I think you get a lot of copying. Copying is different to trends, because you see someone has made a really viral video and you think, well, I could do that. So you try and you copy it and you make it, and people notice and they call you out on it, and that won't help either. So I think treat it with respect, and if you want to go far for longer rather than just be a flash in the pan, you need to put in the work.
It's consistency as well, really, with most things.
Exactly, because your audience know if it, and that's why you need to have a routine. If you're going to do it as a career and you're going to do it long term, you need to have a schedule. People, because your regular followers, and once you start getting a bit of a following, it kind of turns more into a community. And for those people to keep coming back, they need to know, well, he posts Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 p.m. on Facebook, so we're going to go and watch those. On YouTube, he posts, you know, maybe once a week, posts every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. And TikTok, he posts 3 TikToks a day, 8 a.m., lunchtime, and 5 p.m. You know, it is consistency and making sure that you fit a schedule for the people that spend a lot of time with you. Because what people don't realize is that the people that follow you have invested that time in you, and you know, you need to reward that. So you need to have that, and you need to sort of look after them like they're your family almost, because, you know, inevitably with putting yourself out on social media, there is going to be trolls and there are going to be haters, and those people that you are looking after have your back. They're supporting you, and they will quickly shut that down. So yes, consistency and scheduling, and treating it with a bit of passion, and doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, building and maintaining relationships, really, and as business is about, really, I guess. You know, it's kind of vital.
Now, you mentioned trends, and you keep up with trends so well on TikTok. How do trends actually come about?
See, I don't really know how trends come about. You say I do really well, but I feel like I'm always kind of late to the party on some of them. But somebody just has an idea. And I think what happens is with TikTok in particular, it is all about the trends and the trending videos. And trying to fit it. And I hate this word niche. I really do hate it. Because not everybody has a niche. I don't have a niche specifically. Yes, there are some people on TikTok that are doing their niche, they're doing their weight loss stuff. There are other people that there's even like medical professionals on there, doctors and nurses, and they sort of dispel sort of medical like myths and things like that. So there's different niches for different people. There is mental health niches, there are LGBT communities, there's so much on there, but just to pigeonhole yourself is very difficult for me, because I just do what I like to do because it's fun. And I think sometimes people take it too seriously and lose the fun. But I think with trends, it's a case of, and it's not always new songs either with trends, which I've noticed. There's some older songs, but somebody comes up with a really good idea, it sticks, they get loads of traction on it, and then everyone's like, well, that's really good. And that comes back to that copying thing. I think TikTok is a bit different to the copying thing when you're doing the trends, because everybody wants to, follow that trend and do it and see if they can one up the person before them.
I think that's a really good point. I think the only trends I've ever really watched are the ice bucket challenge and that cinnamon challenge, because they warmed my heart so much.
And they come about from charities. They come about from charity. The cinnamon challenge, not so much a charity thing. It's quite a horrible challenge. I have tried it. It's not very nice. But like the ice bucket challenge was for motor neurons, I think, wasn't it, or something like that?
Yeah.
And there are lots of those things out there. And then there's often the little dance crazes that people do. One of my favorite ones recently has been and I think it's coincided with the release of Fast and Furious 9, has been the family challenge, where they've got Vin Diesel and Did You Say Family, and they do it, and then everyone's taken a tangent. I even did it myself. I did it with different people and different scenarios, and you can really do a lot with those. But I think everyone, I don't know why, everyone seems to be competing against each other, and it's like, come on, man, let's just have fun. Let's get on together and help each other out.
And what was it that actually got you into TikTok and, I say loosely, social media influencing?
Well, see, I wouldn't consider myself a social media influencer. I don't have the biggest following. I would consider myself a social media entertainer, purely because I don't treat this as a job. I think the difference with it being an influencer is it is their career, it is their daily job. And I'm not at that point to say I've got enough of a following and enough money of revenue coming in from my social media streams that I can give up my day job. And for me, I got into TikTok because I saw my daughter had TikTok and she was doing some stuff, and she was always up on the landing doing a few dances, and I was like, oh, what you got? And I kind of just said, I'm going to do it just to annoy her, really. It's a very parent thing to do. And I made a couple of videos, and one of the first videos I made with my daughter. We did a dance thing, and I set it out, and I had this idea. I was like, well, you do this viral dance because you can do it. I can't do it because I'm not 13 years old and not flexible. So I basically said, you do it. And I said, I've got this really idea. I'm going to come in, and I said, I'm just going to nudge you out of the way, and I'm going to do my dad version of the dance. I'm going to do like a dad dance. Excuse me. So we did this dance, and I came in and I forcefully launched her onto the sofa next to us. And I started doing this dad dance, and then literally I posted it and I went to bed, and then the next day I woke up and there's like 20,000, 30,000, and it just kept going up and up and up and up. And I was like, wow. And I think at that moment, I was like, oh, this is that almost that instant feel of gratification. And I was like, oh, somebody likes this. And it went from there really. And I just started making loads of videos, and the following was growing. It was growing slowly. And I think around Christmas, I had 3,000 followers. And bear in mind, I've done YouTube for quite a few years. I've done YouTube and had a YouTube following for quite some time, and I did a lot of family YouTube videos. We used to do science experiments at home with my kids, but children's style science experiments that you can try at home with anything you've got in the house. And we kind of tried to explain the science behind why those sort of things happen, like the volcanoes and bursting a latex balloon with the juice that comes out of orange peel. That's an interesting one. But with TikTok, it's instant gratification. I think that was the thing that hooks people. It really hooks you. And you know, it just went from there. So yeah, I just think it started off as a joke. It started off literally as a joke.
Yeah. Is there any one particular video that you made that stands out in your mind that was, you know, most fun to make, or that you got the most out of doing? Or
so there was one, and it's a really, really funny video actually. It was, the sound is a skit from what's it called? The Jake Peralta TV show, the police thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. It's a comedy police series, and there's a sound, the Backstreet Boys, and he says like, it's a police lineup, and he says the I don't know what they're called, the people that stand, the convicts almost, that stand in the photo lineup. Number one, can you sing the opening line to "I Want It That Way"? And then he goes like, "What, the Backstreet Boys?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then number two, you bring it. And I ended up having loads of hats, loads of t-shirts, loads of different things. I'd written out all the numbers. It was the most fun to make. It took me about an hour and a half to make a 20-second video. But it was so much fun to do, and I loved it. And that's what I like about TikTok, is that it allows you to be creative in such a short window of time. And like you said about the stat earlier, you know, you have to hook them in that first 3 seconds. And that's always the challenge, is that you have to make something funny enough or noticeable to get them in that first 3 seconds. But I think that's what makes it as really fun, is that you can be as creative as you want to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And as artists, I mean, you know, is there any particular advice that you give us? You know, I suppose, considering that we're visual artists. I mean, we all are visual artists to a certain extent, but you know, painters, you know, that illustrationists.
So what I would say to you on TikTok in particular is a very good place to showcase your art. There is actually quite a lot of artists on there, and there's different kinds of artists. You've got the ones that can draw such realistic celebrity faces. You've got ones that create like murals and all of these things. Is find a really good soundtrack, time lapse you making a video of you painting or drawing or whatever piece of art you want to create, and then just kind of piece it together in sort of 30 seconds. So like, and do a really nice, calm voiceover for it as well. I think voiceovers at the moment are really, really big on TikTok. I notice a lot of videos, especially when it's visual stuff, and it's not necessarily you being the face of the video. a lot of voiceover over that kind of calming music, especially for art. I think that works really well.
Cool.
And even bad content seems to go viral on TikTok. I think we watched someone pretend to put something on a acrylic paint on Gucci bag. Whoops, I accidentally missed it. Why does that get so much following?
Because it creates a reaction. So there's different types of virality. There's the virality where people engage with your content because you've done such a good job. There's people that like your content because you're funny, you've made them smile. But there's also that element of people put stuff on there because they want a reaction, and it's also the stuff where people head up to public places just to get like an argument with a security guard or something because it's reactionary. And I think that content does well because there is still that element of society that people, well, he's not doing that because, you know, and that's not the right law. And it's funny because there's people all over the world, and then you get the little micro arguments in the comment sections. Well, that's what the law is in the United States. Well, that's not what the law is in Australia, and things like that. It's reactionary, and you know, people kind of like I think society as a whole don't always grasp the concept of 95% of everything on social media is staged. It's staged, and you can make it look really staged and really scripted, or if you're really good at it, you can make it look as though it's real. But I'm afraid to tell you, a lot of it is staged content. Even your magicians that do street magic and things like that, they might walk around and do it to 50 people and only get one good video and only post that video. So you only see the one time it actually pays off or it actually works. You don't see the 49 other attempts where it's gone bad, it hasn't worked. So it is a lot about showing, you know, I can manipulate you to see what I want you to see. I can be somebody completely different in real life, but you wouldn't know that because that's not what I portray on social media.
And you have a podcast that you do, and you speak of such important issues.
I do. And I tell you what, again, so I've got a friend that I go walking with, and he has a podcast that is really good. It's about men's mental health and mental health issues in general, but it's done in a light-hearted way. And he has a lot of celebrities on there and people in public eye. And I was out walking with him one day and I was like, yeah, we were just chatting. And I was like, just off the cuff, I said, I've got a really good idea for a podcast. And he's like, all right, let's talk about it. So we started talking. I was like, so there are some really good TikTokers and some big TikTokers that appear on podcasts. I said, but I haven't seen any podcasts specifically for TikTokers. So you only interview TikTokers. I was like, and in theory, I said, if you think about it, there's so many different niches. So it could be a different conversation each week. And there's over 1 billion people on the app. So I've got endless supply of guests. And he's like, it's a really, really good idea. Here's what you need to do. And he led me through all the recording on Zoom and stuff like that, and said, get yourself a mic and all of this. He said, right, now what you need to do is you need to get the Instagram and the TikTok page, because he said you need a TikTok page if you're going to be doing a TikTok podcast. What are you going to call it? I was like, what about the TikTok pod? He's like, that's genius. And I happened to look and nobody had taken those names. And then I got my daughter, who incidentally, Kirstie, as you know, is studying art and stuff like that. So she is very good she's a wizard at like logo design and things like that. So she got on Procreate on the iPad, whipped me up a couple of different logos within about 10 minutes, and they're the logos that you see now all over my social media for the podcast. And then it's just a case of reaching out. And what I like about it is I'm not just talking about TikTok, because I do love TikTok. I really enjoy TikTok. But there's, like I said, there's so many niches on TikTok that people have got stories to tell, and people are on there for different reasons. And, you know, with the niches, there are, like we said before, there are mental health niches, there are weight loss, there are comedians, LGBTQ. One I did recently was talking about trans rights, transgender rights, and things like that. So we're really getting into good conversations now, where they're everyday problems. I had my first Black creator, who was also my first female creator, to come on the podcast, and we talked about online racism and online hatred, which was really eye-opening, actually, and horrible to, when we delved into it, like horrible to see how much racism there is in society still. So the podcast, it started off a bit tongue-in-cheek and has actually turned into something that has been really good for my mental well-being as well over the last few months. And it's great to have conversation, and it's great to share ideas and have a chat with other creative minded people on a similar level, you know.
Yeah. Is there anybody who you watch and who that you kind of, that really inspires you when you're creating content, or you know, kind of, even when you first started out, was there anybody who kind of really caught your eye and thought, you know, I like their style? Or is it really just kind of, you know, just go into it with an open mind and just as much of you as possible?
So I think over time, I have come to admire lots of different creators on TikTok specifically. When I first started, I didn't really understand the app that much, and it takes a bit of getting used to. As you know, you've just recently joined, and it does take a bit of getting used to and working out. And believe it or not, in the app you can do so much editing and so much sound work, and there's so many effects and stuff like that. So it is a really, really good app to use for getting into social media. But I would say one of the first people I started watching was a guy called Dan Spragg. He's at about 1.1 million followers. I liked his content because it was relatable content, and it's like he started making videos about Facebook Marketplace, and he would do these little skits, and it would be he'd sit on his sofa and he'd have like a remote control car next to him, and so then he'd play himself walking through. Hi mate, is that still available? And he would look at them and go, yes mate, it is. And it'd be free. He's like offering it for free, and he's like, is it free? Yeah, it's free. And he'd be like, well, can you deliver it? I live 3 hours away. And he's like, no mate, it's free, just come and collect it. I'll wait for someone local. And then it'd be the person trying to get the thing for free, be like, oh, thanks mate, kids are crying now, and then storm off. And he'd do these funny skits, and it's like, it is relatable, because that is sometimes when you put things on Marketplace on Facebook, that is the sort of people that you get, and it could be free, and they do want you to deliver it 4 hours away or whatever. So he was really inspirational to me, and I kind of looked up to him, and he was actually my first guest on my podcast. And you know, I chat to him regularly online. And then there's a guy called Nick Smith, part of the Smithy family, really big family on TikTok. And I like them because they're just a normal family, just putting their whole life on. And it's like the dad with the little girls and the mum, and he plays pranks on each other. And it just looks like they're a fun family. But on the whole, I can sit and watch it for hours, and it's like a rabbit hole, and you could just delve into it, and then like 3 hours later you look up and you think, wow, I didn't realize I just wasted that much time.
Yeah, I did that today.
Yeah, that was Sarah when she first joined. All of a sudden I got like 20 links to different things to watch.
Almost.
Go on, carry on, sorry.
No, go.
So what I like about TikTok is how it's evolved, because let's be honest, when you first heard of TikTok, you thought, oh, it's a kids app, right? Am I wrong?
100%.
Yep. So that was my first thought. Oh, it's a kids app. No, I'm not getting that. And how it's evolved in just a short period of time since the beginning of lockdown. Now, you imagine there was a lot of people that came onto the app in March 2020 when the whole nation went into lockdown. And there was a lot of users there just to watch. And then there were some that were starting to get the confidence. And then slowly over time, and I've seen another shift recently, but slowly over time, I started seeing the dancing phasing out. I started seeing the kids phasing out, and a lot of older creators, people my age, and I'm only 43. I forgot how old I was then. I'm 43. And there's a lot of similar aged people to me. And I think in that time, it has evolved and it's inspired a lot of people to get into social media or just have fun. And the thing I like about TikTok is that it's so easily accessible for people to use. You can make videos in literally seconds and post it. And you can get some traction with videos that you've made in literally seconds that might not be the best videos, but you've had a go. And, you know, some people appreciate that and you'll get the views and you'll get a little bit of gratification from that. But then I think in the last, I would say 3 or 4 months, TikTok has taken another step in its evolution. And with regards back to your original statement regarding the Forbes publication, is that it has evolved so much that people outside the app have started putting in really, really high quality videos with such high quality effects and special effects that they're doing in, not in the TikTok app, but they're going away, they're shooting little videos and they're editing them on like really high-end software, video software, and they're putting them up there. And it's evolving again, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon.
I have to say, the evolution of it is actually quite beautiful to have seen. I remember 2 years ago first hearing about it, and it was at a kids art summer camp that I was helping run, and there was just these 2 irritating kids putting this camera in my face all day, every day, 7 days a week, and going, "You're going on TikTok, you're going on TikTok," which really pushed me off. But it was about a year ago when I actually saw there was the older generation going on and using it and not being irritating, and I could start seeing how I could start fitting into the platform.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
now you could literally be anyone with any skill set and be able to use it. So now we go on to our fun art challenge.
Ooh.
What are we doing this week? Are we using pinwheel?
Let's.
Ricky, we have a pinwheel.
Okay.
That I made. Only broken twice. So we spin it, and we've got a couple of different challenges, going from using your opposite hands, eyes closed, any animal with your feet, single line. So you might be getting your socks off.
I've already got them off. I'm always barefoot.
And yeah, so every week we hope it doesn't land on the foot one. But who knows? Oh no, my cat's attacked it. We've got to take off a pin before I take my eye out. All right, so yeah, there we go. We'll spin it, and that is landed on your opposite hand.
Oh.
Are we going to have a theme for this one, Sarah? Let's put that back in.
Oh goodness. Let's think. My brain's gone to mush since I've stopped, and I've boats.
Do what?
Let's do boats, because I've been on quite a few boats this week.
Okay. Opposite hand, drawing a boat.
Okay, this is not going to go well. I can tell you now. I am rubbish. I can't even eat my dinner with my left hand.
I'm sorry, I've got no music for this week, but can anybody hum the Captain Pugwash?
No. I wouldn't even know how that goes.
I'd make up a song. I'd start going Captain Pugwash.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Right. Go.
I need to flex for this. Right, here we go. Are we talking full on ship? Like, or just something that resembles a boat?
I mean, if you come out with a 16-mast battleship with cannons and everything, I will be impressed.
Absolutely. My circles are no longer circles. Actually, I'm balancing on here as well. It's the concentration.
I think I can do circles better with my wrong hand than with my right hand.
I can't do straight lines either.
Mine looks like the arc.
Now you got to get all the animals on. In the car on the way home from going out today, we had Pirates of the Caribbean theme tune playing a couple of times, and that's all that's going through my head at the moment.
I don't know if you noticed, I've got my right hand on my head, so you can see that I'm not cheating. I'm actually impressed at how well I can draw with my wrong hand. Like I said, I can't even eat my dinner with it.
It's quite surprising what you can do.
I'm quite happy with that. Amazing.
And if anyone at home is doing this challenge with us, please make sure to send us a photo of your final boat for us to be able to share it onto our socials. You'll find us at Finding the Why podcast.
Absolutely. We need more contributors.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, some that are better than me. Come on. Oh dear. Come on. I'm going to attempt a bird in the sky as well, flying around my boat. You need the countdown theme tune for the last 30 seconds. That's what you need.
You do.
I'm going to add some colour. I'm going all in.
You're going the extra mile.
I am. My arm's aching now, though.
You're regretting that now.
Here we go. Oh. I even attempted to sign it.
It'll be worth millions.
This time next year, Rodney. Showing my age there. Only fools and horses. With you two young whippersnappers.
I've lost my lid.
Oh no. Lid down, lid down.
Yeah, this is a travesty.
Lid overboard.
Oh.
All right. I think I'm done.
I think I'm done.
Sarah always takes 10 hours.
Yeah, I do.
Sarah, are you a perfectionist by chance?
Well, sometimes. And they were bad perfectionists. Sorry, from my pirate. Right, okay. God, that is a bad pirate. Hang on, we'll give him a crutch.
Make it even better.
And a parrot. That doesn't quite look like a
Oh my God,
parrot.
there's a spider. No. Okay, I can't show my artwork. A spider has just jumped on it.
Give it a blow.
But what if it comes back at me?
It'll be fine. It's protein.
I have no clue where that's just gone. I really hope it hasn't gone on my food.
Sleep with your mouth closed.
Yeah. Right. I actually feel really grossed out now that there's a spider somewhere.
How big was this spider?
I'm not gonna say.
Small.
It doesn't matter. In my mind, you're in real life.
Well, I can imagine.
And
Oh dear.
Right.
Love
I
it.
think because Ricky's our guest, we should see his artwork first.
absolutely.
Okay, bear in mind, I've got arm ache on my right hand from having it on my head, and this is with my left hand. Please be kind.
Very well done. Wow.
We've even got the sailors.
Oh, yeah, can you see him in the window?
Yeah. I love it. Right, Sarah, what have you managed to create?
I may not see mine this week.
It doesn't help. You've got a white shirt.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
No,
Back
No.
a bit.
back a bit.
Back a bit. Just keep going all the way to Australia.
Yeah.
I
Can I
can
just
see
make that out?
just about.
Good.
I can see you've got a pirate.
Yeah, tiny little parrots and some clouds that are blowing. And yeah, it's a form of pirate ship. One man on board. I should have had the plank there as well, because he's probably sent everybody else overboard.
He's the only one there. I'm probably gonna have to get up for this one. Right, so
No, we're having the
let's
same
see if
problem.
oh, there we go.
Ooh,
There we go.
fab. Great.
And,
Oh,
can I
awesome.
get my whale in there?
A
A
whale?
whale.
Right, now you're just showing off.
I got quite excited about drawing a whale. I was going to make it into a narwhal, but I did it a bit too high for the horn.
I thought about a shark, but it turned into a little fishy. So
Oh, that was fun. We love
That
having
was.
this bad art section at the end.
I mean,
Right.
it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. It's okay to be bad. At least you
Yeah.
tried.
trying and turning up are the main things.
Well, thank you so much, Ricky, for being here today.
It
It's
was a
been an
pleasure.
absolute pleasure.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
And make sure to join us next week. We should be going back live via Zoom. I say that hesitantly. I'm hoping so. So if we are, please do make sure to go to Eventbrite and book your ticket. And on the week after, which is Thursday the 19th of August, we've got a fantastic photographer coming on. You will not be disappointed seeing his artwork and hearing a bit more about them.
It's National Photographic Day, or Photographic Day on
It's
the
also
19th.
Worldwide Photograph Day.
Even that, so well coincided. But yeah, excited for that one. So
Yes. So thank you so much to everyone who has come here and watched the premiere on YouTube, and all of you watching it up on Catch Up. Do make sure to check Ricky out, which is at the Scully Dad.
It's different on different platforms. On Facebook and TikTok, it is just Scully Dad, and on Instagram is the Scully Dad.
Fantastic. So make sure to follow him, like him, share him, do whatever, duet with him. Why not?
Absolutely. Let me see all of your duets. I can't wait to see them come in.
Yeah. And we will see you all next week. Thanks so much, and we'll see you soon.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.